Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. This is an educational event and the topic of this presentation today is generative AI, the hammer seeing everything as a nail. The topic touches on technology and probably the most exciting field currently in technology, which is artificial intelligence, or it is often abbreviated as AI. But as usual, at the start of this event, let me introduce myself. I'm Paul Arsov, and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about our project. Recently, we did release marketplace and collection of NFTs. What is interesting, what is unique and special about our NFTs is that they're based on three-dimensional objects. With three-dimensional objects, there's a big difference because for three-dimensional objects, there has to be special software which loads the object and then displays it, and it can animate this object. Usually they're creators of 3D objects. They are using normally game engines, and currently there are two popular choices of game engines to use. One of them is called Unity and the other one is called Unreal. But at the very start of our 3D NFT project, we decided to build our own 3D software engine, and what it does is it loads 3D object. It opens a window on a computer screen. It loads the 3D object and it starts animating this 3D object in a way of moving it in a random fashion around the window it did open. In addition to opening a window, loading and animating the 3D NFT, our 3D software engine brings multiple additional capabilities, and the first capability for our 3D NFTs is the capability of speaking. The 3D NFTs can speak in one of three different voices, basic voices. Like the 3D NFTs can speak either in a male voice or in a female voice or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken either in a normal speed, or it can be spoken in a fast speed, or it can be spoken in a slow speed manner. And if we take, for example, a male voice and it is spoken in a slow speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a very masculine person, or it can come as the voice of an old person. If on the other hand we take a female voice and it is spoken in a fast speed, then this voice can come as the voice of a little girl, or it can come as the voice of a funny person. The second important capability for our 3D NFTs is the capability of voice recognition. The 3D NFTs can recognize voice commands, and for example, if you have a 3D NFT which is moving around the screen in a random way constantly, you can then issue your very first voice command to the 3D NFT to stop moving, and then the 3D NFT is going to stand still and stop moving. You can issue following commands to the 3D NFT to move left, move right, move up, move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. And then the 3D NFT is going to fulfill each one of these separate voice commands and move left, then move right, move up, then move down, come closer, zoom in, go further away, zoom out, and start rotating. So that's it regarding to the voice recognition capability. And the next capability we have for our 3D NFTs is the capability of them having a basic artificial intelligence. You can ask the 3D NFT, what is your name? And then the 3D NFT is going to reply with their name. You can ask the 3D NFT, who are you? And then the 3D NFT is going to reply in few sentences of who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something. For example, describe Web3 or describe decentralization or describe Russia. And then the 3D NFT is going to reply in few sentences and tell you about Web3 or about decentralization or about the country called Russia. So that's it regarding to the basic AI capability. And the last capability that we have for our 3D NFTs is the capability of us seeing them in real 3 dimensions. Currently, the 3D NFTs are coming with one specific version, and this version is displayed on a flat two-dimensional computer screen, and we are using our imagination to imagine this 3D NFT in 3 dimensions on a flat two-dimensional computer screen. But like we are going to provide an accessory, and for example, if you go to our website, and probably this is the time for me to tell you the URL and the name of the website of our 3D NFT marketplace. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D followed by 3 other letters NFT, and like it is all together 3D NFT. Then there is dot, then there are 2 words, decentralized and web, there, which are typed all together, decentralizedweb.org. Once again, 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. On the bottom of every page, there are icons of the social networks that we post on. You can click on one or more, become a follower, or become a member of a group on our social channels. But let's say you click on the composite image of our first collection, and then you're going to see a link to accessories. So when you click on this link, you're going to see that we offer special glasses, and when you order and then receive these glasses, you're going to see that one lens of these glasses is red and the other lens of these glasses is blue. Then you can request displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics. And what stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or bluish colors. And then you can put these special glasses on, and like after requesting the 3D NFT to be displayed in a way of stereoscopics, you're going to see the 3D NFT as coming out of the flat two-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. So that's it regarding to our 3D software engine, the capabilities of our 3D NFTs. But let me tell you a little bit also about our 3D NFT marketplace. Our marketplace, compared with the ordinary NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, Raribles, and many others, our NFT marketplace is oriented specifically towards three-dimensional objects. Ordinary NFT marketplaces, they are mostly offering two-dimensional flat and static JPEG or PNG images. In addition to this big and important difference, the second important thing about our NFT marketplace is that we have our own blockchain instance. By having our blockchain instance, we can deploy the smart contracts for the non-fungible tokens on our own blockchain instance, and we do not require our users to pay gas fees for deployments and for transfers of ownership from one owner to another owner. In essence, we're detaching our NFTs from a popular blockchain, and we're attaching it to our own blockchain instance, and then we allow our users to pay for purchases of our 3D NFTs in multiple crypto coins. Currently, the choice of crypto coins includes 4 different coins, and the list includes Solana Sol, Polygon Matic, Avalanche Avax, and Qcoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange. They have a coin called KCS. But in addition to our users having the ability to pay in crypto coins, in multiple crypto coins, we have second parallel and independent way of buying and receiving proceedings from sale entirely in fiat currency. Currently, our users can use their debit or credit card to purchase our 3D NFTs in their national and pay in their national fiat currency. So what happens then is this payment from the user who paid with fiat currency in their national currency, national fiat currency, is converted from the fiat currency of the user to US dollars, and it is deposited in our bank account. Then we are making transactions and transfer of ownership, the initial ownership from our marketplace to this first user, and this user becomes owner of the 3D NFT they just purchased. So let's say this first user, they are playing for a while with this 3D NFT, and then they decide to put this 3D NFT for sale. Then they define the price, the sale price for this 3D NFT, and they put it for sale. Let's say there's a second user who comes to our 3D NFT marketplace. They decide to like after browsing, they stumble upon this 3D NFT of the first user who is put for sale. They like this 3D NFT and they decide to buy it and pay with fiat currency as well. So what happens is the second user, they are doing payment in their national fiat currency. This payment is converted to US dollars. It is deposited in our bank account. Then this is followed by transaction with transfer of ownership from the first user to the second user, and the second user now becomes owner of this 3D NFT. Then the following action is conversion from US dollars from the payment of the second user to the national fiat currency of the first user, and the first user is receiving the proceedings from sale of their now formerly owned 3D NFT, and they receive the proceedings in their bank account. So I just described the second parallel and independent way of buying and selling of 3D NFTs entirely in fiat currency. With this said, I will be ending this little introduction of our project and coming back to the topic of today, which is generative AI, the hammer seeing everything as a nail. The topic of this presentation was inspired by an article which I did read, and the analogy of hammer and nail is going to seem a bit tortured, but bear with me. Imagine a world without hammers. You are driving nails into a wall with your bare hands to hang out some of your paintings or portraits. Like you're kicking through drywall with your foot or your hand to to make a hole in the wall and place the nail in the wall. Or for example, you're let's say you are trying your tent to a rock to stop it from flying away in the wind. So like now, imagine this world has a very long history of scientific research. Much of it is quite promising and even revolutionary, as well as tradition of speculative science fiction and futurism concerned around the concept of artificial labor. So let's say one day in the perhaps not so distant future, it is anticipated that artificial labor will drive your nails. It is going to tear down your walls and stake your tent. But that's not all which artificial labor will do. In the future, so-called artificial general labor will wash the dishes, do the laundry, walk the dog, pick the kids up from school, uh, and do essentially everything annoying, laborious task that you can imagine. AGL will deliver you from a life of drudgery, filling you with you and the rest of the humanity to exist in, like as shown in the movie Wall-E, Wall-E-esque post-labor utopia. Then a company called OpenAL, whose statement mission is to bring about the Wall-E scenario, invents the hammer. Well, okay, actually, competitor invents the hammer, but OpenAL builds a really good one and brings it to the market. Suddenly, it is possible to drive nails much faster and much more efficiently than ever before. A flurry of scientific-looking publication shows um, that with a large enough hammer, you can take down a wall faster than ever and uh, faster than the fastest construction worker. Thousands of AI, AL first technology firms materialize out of nowhere to do things like stake down tents using the latest AL tools licensed from OpenAL. Independent hackers figure out how to build their own hammers from materials lying around the house and publish the interactions online for free, ushering the golden age of open source AL. For a lot of people, this seems obviously the mark of early stage of process which ends with Wall-E scenario. OpenAL website says that whole purpose is to bring about AGL. They have introduced this revolutionary new AL technology that is rapidly finding applications everywhere and has genuinely changed how many forms of labor are done. Internet guys who long have been speculating about the dangers of artificial labor are starting to seem extremely vindicated and are going on the news to demand an immediately halt to future development of AL before it is too late. But hold on a second. In the Wall-E scenario, AL is doing the dishes. Can a hammer do the dishes? This seems unlikely on the face, but the pace of technology change here feels incredibly fast, and you don't want to look like an idiot. After only a few months, AL releases a Hammer 4, and you learn that the archaeologists are now using new AL hammers to dig the fossils. Who could have imagined that? Experts who are very smart and like regularly making promises about how even a hammer 4 can't do the dishes. Today it is only a matter of time before hammer 5 comes out, which will surely have even more capabilities. And by the way, Hammer 5 will cost about $7 trillion to construct. But if that brings about the Wall-E scenario, then many people argue it would be $7 trillion well spent. The most common point of view about the trajectory of artificial intelligence or AI among people who talk a lot about this kind of stuff is that if there is something like some to 22 game that is not great at today, it will AI will certainly be able to do that thing very soon. It is just a matter of time before AI is able to solve this and every other problem. Companies like OpenAI just need a little more time and a little more money to train smarter and smarter AI. I think this is probably not an accurate picture of the current state of things, and we have a few reasons why we should think that. Uh, like there is no such one thing called AI. The question of what AI can and cannot do is made very challenging to navigate by frustrating tendency that we have observed among many commentators to blur the lines between hierarchy levels of AI technology. Artificial intelligence, that the metaphorical artificial labor that we started with, is a huge and fuzzy category of technologies which includes everything from chess engines to search engines to facial recognition software to like Boston Dynamics robotics dogs to operating systems like in the movie Her. The set of tasks requiring intelligence, like the set of tasks requiring labor, is huge and multifaceted. Like with AL, the technologies combined into the AI category will have different things that they can and they cannot do. For example, you cannot wash dishes with a drill, and you cannot drive a car with like a chess engine. And AI is too broad and too fuzzy to cleanly decompose it in a proper hierarchy, but there are few ways to impose a messy order on it. At the broadest level, there may be a distinction between symbolic AI and machine learning, though there are things that you may call AI that really fit in neither category, for example, Google rank algorithm or the algorithm of your GPS, uh, which is used to determine point-to-point direction. Under machine learning, you may have some categories like classifiers or recommenders one of these subcategories may be generative AI. One of the categories below this could be large language model based generation systems, of which ChatGPT is one example. This isn't the only way to organize all this, but uh, even necessarily the best way. But the point we are making is that ChatGPT is just one little point in a vast universe of like vast universe of technologies, somewhat analogous to how hammer is one example of general class of a tool alongside like screwdrivers, dishwashers, cars, telescopes, and even futuristic matter replicators. Frequently reporting on new technology will collapse this huge category and huge universe into a single amorphous entry, um, like ascribing any properties of its individual elements to AI at large. For example, if we take some of the reportings and some of the titles um, from publications, you can get from New York Times a title like the AL's latest challenge, the Math Olympics, or from TechCrunch, DeepMind, latest AI can solve geometric problems, or from the Journal of Nature, this AI just figured out uh, a step towards artificial reasoning, or from Scientific American publication, AI matches the abilities to best math Olympians. Um, So a casual observer may reasonably summarize from these headlines that scientists at DeepMind are uh, possessing something called an AI that is doing all of these things. And perhaps this AI of DeepMind is fundamentally the same sort of entity as ChatGPT's AI, uh, which also introduces themselves as an AI. Um, all of this makes it seem like an AI is a discrete thing that is uh, meaning chatbots solving unsolved math problems, beating high schoolers at geometry Olympiads. But this is not remotely the case. Um, like uh, search, geometry, and ChatGPT are like three completely different kinds of technologies which do three completely different things or kinds of things, and they're not interchangeable, and they're even not interoperable. You cannot have a conversation with alpha geometry, and ChatGPT cannot solve geometry Olympiad problems. Uh, Something all three of these technologies have in common is that they're built using large language models, and more generally, there are applications of this explosive new paradigm called generative AI. This may make it seem like they're more closely connected than they're actually are, but they're extremely different applications of large language models. In the world uh, opening allegory of artificial labor, it is though researchers came out with the sledgehammer and the reflex hammer, and news outlets reported that artificial labor can now knock down drywalls with your uh, reflex hammer. Like if it wouldn't be strictly correct, but it is misleading flattery, misleading flattening of a very different things into a single concept. Yes, both the reflex hammer and the sledgehammer are hammers based on, for example, artificial labor techniques, but there are enough important differences between them to matter. Importantly, further developments to the sledgehammer may imply nothing about the effectiveness of reflex hammer and vice versa. And neither is the progress implies anything about the potential for hammer-based technologies to do the dishes. Uh, the inversion of alpha geometry similarly implies nothing. The invention of alpha geometry implies nothing about whether ChatGPT will be ever able to uh, beat me in the some 22 games. They're both large language model based technologies, but their differences are vast enough that neither implies anything really about the capability of the other. It is important to be specific here because there are so many different things that count as AI, and they all have very different properties. But sloppily mixing them, a picture is painted of a kind of a system that doesn't actually exist. And it paints a picture with an array of capability that no one thing has. It is straightforwardly true that an AI can win the sum 22 game, for example. The important question is whether this specific kind of AI system can do this, and moreover, what exactly are the things that a specific AI system could do and cannot do. It is clear that artificial labor can do the dishes, for example, with a dishwasher. The relevant question is, can a dishwasher hammer nails as a hammer can do? So we can see that some people like listening to this, they are going to tell that like a comparison between ChatGPT and a hammer is category error. Hammers do one kind of thing, basically they hit things. Any task can be accomplished by hitting things. Is going to be a good candidate task for a hammer. And conversely, any task that does not require hitting things will not be. ChatGPT, on the other hand, generates text. And what can you do by writing text? Absolutely anything you can imagine. By generating the right kind of text, you can solve, for example, math problems if the AI is specifically dealing and trained for this. Um, like it can program computers, it could write screenplays, it can negotiate discounts, it can diagnose patients, and the list goes on. Um, it may be more efficient to list out things that cannot be accomplished by writing text. ChatGPT, on this view, is a step on the path towards artificial general intelligence, a form of artificial intelligence that can tackle um, like many tasks with superhuman effectiveness as long as it's related to text. But lurking beneath the surface of this point of view is a very strong assumption without which the entire argument crumbles. The assumption is that ChatGPT can generate any kind of text, that all of the text necessary to perform all of these tasks can be generated by a specific procedure that ChatGPT uses to generate text. Is if there is a particular type of text that it seems it is bad at, it is not because large language model based programs are not well suited to generating this type of text, but it is because we have not given OpenAI enough money to make large enough language model. The thing about outputting a million decimal digits of pi number is that there's only one way to do it right. There's unimaginably many sequences of million decimal digits, but only one of them is the first million decimal digits of pi number. Um, we have to believe that this property, where there are many ways to appear to have done it by outputting a million random digits, but only very small number of ways to actually do it, like to output the correct million digits. Um, so this is the type of a problem and characteristics of the thing which generative AI systems and ChatGPT specifically is and will be generally bad at. ChatGPT works by making repeated guesses and stringing together uh, some things based on these guesses. At any given point in an attempt to generate the decimal digits of pi, there are 10 digits to choose from, and only one of which is the right one. Accumulating one by one, the probability that it is going to make a million correct guesses in a row is now going being very small, so small that we may assume it is 0. For this reason, this particular task is not well suited to this a particular type of text generation which ChatGPT is doing. And if we take a game like Sum to 22, um, like it is an example of task with the same characteristic. And then at any point, a given point of the game, there are several possible moves, but only one of these moves is optimal. To win the game, um, AI has to choose the unique optimal move every single time. Um, like we have to believe that this property of the task, whether it needs to get every detail exactly right in the exact right order, is just incompatible with generative AI paradigm, which models text generation as probability guessing game and stringing this game one after another. We can think of every individual word that ChatGPT generates as a little bet. To generate its output, ChatGPT makes a sequence of discrete bets about the right token to select next. It performs a lot better on tasks where each one of these bets has relatively low stakes. The overall grade that you assign to a high school essay isn't going to hinge on every single word. So at any point of the sequence of bets for this task, the stakes are low. If it happens to generate a weird word at any point, which it probably will, it can recover later. No single suboptimal word will be ruining the essay for high school assignment. For tasks where betting correctly most of the time can satisfy the criteria, ChatGPT is going to be okay. This contrasts sharply with problems of printing digits of pi or playing a game like Sum 22 optimally. In those tasks, a single incorrect bet makes the whole output wrong. And ChatGPT is bound to make at least one bet over the course of the whole conversation, generating answer. We can see the same patterns in other generative AI systems as well, where the system seems to perform well if the success criteria is quite general. But increasing specificity causes failures. There are lots of ways to generate an image that looks like a bunch of elephants hanging on the beach, but only a tiny fraction of these hypothetical images contain exactly seven elephants that we specified in the prompt. So generating exactly 7 elephants is something that generative AI system is going to have hard thing as doing. And with this set, I will be ending this presentation. And like this is part one of these presentations, and part two of this presentation is going to continue on the hammer and nail like metaphor, and it is going to tell about that no one knows which things are nails. But let's wait for the next week presentation. And with this said, I'm ending this presentation. Once again, I'd like to invite you to come and join our communities, and you can find these communities on the bottom page of our 3D NFT marketplace. Once again, the URL and the name of our the website of our 3D NFT marketplace is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is written in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D and 3 other letters NFT. 3D NFT, then there is dot, then there are two words, decentralized and web. They're typed all together, decentralized web. Then there is dot, and it ends with org. On the bottom of every page, you can see the icons of the social networks that we post on. You can click on one or more, and you can get notified about educational events, just like the event today. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, and goodbye.